Welcome everybody to Rant Café number 14. So good to have you all here. And we are live again, back again on a Thursday with a bunch of awesome and special guests. And I want to welcome everyone in the chat. You guys are already there going crazy. I appreciate that. We all do. And joining me today are some very cool folks. We got BlackCriticGuy. He's back. He's back, but don't call him Black Guy Critic because he will not like that at all.
Just stop.
Stop.
Can you make a second channel? That would be amazing.
Don't keep going. Your joke is dead.
I made one mistake once, and I'm never going to hear the end of it.
Simply Rose has an alternate personality called Black Rose, and BlackCriticGuy has Black Guy Critic.
Yep.
Why? No, wouldn't it have to be the opposite? I'd be white guy critic, right?
No, white girl critic.
Oh, yes.
Ooh, white gal.
Tina.
White
Tina's
gal.
gonna show up. Yeah.
White gal critic. There you go.
White gal uncritical praising anime.
Boom! We did it, everybody.
Can we get a like for that one, guys? Can we
Yeah.
can we smash
One
that
single
fucking like button right now, please?
Can we smash that like button? Can we get 18,000 likes, guys? Can we break
Probably not.
18,000 likes today?
You do that,
And I swear to God, Bryn is going to dye her hair tangerine. It's gonna happen.
Tangerine. Wow.
Smash that like button.
18,000
Don't
likes.
bother about watching the video. Just smash that
Yeah.
like button.
Just smash it.
Smash
This
it.
reminds me, there is this song called Tangerine Speedo. It's quite delightful. I don't know if you've ever heard it before.
What? Why are you thinking of a thing called tangerine speedo? Nobody's talking about tangerines.
Because a friend of mine brought it up once, and he was like, "Hey, here, listen to this." I'm like, "Are you telling me something? Is there something I should know?"
hello.
By the way, yeah, that's
looking
Cyanide
for-
Blizzard, everybody. Cyanide Blizzard is here with us. And the more he speaks, the more I think he should have an ASMR channel. I don't know about you guys. When he does his little soft voice, I really enjoy it. I really enjoy
I
it.
agree, 100%.
And we also, of course, have Macklenot, the stash of knowledge. How you doing, bro?
You're gonna call me Stashelnot, and I haven't heard that one before, so I was almost
Oh.
impressed, but not quite. But it's good to be here.
Stashelnot. Oh, yeah. Well, it's okay. It's a thing now.
Stashel
It's a thing now, guys.
It's a
I'm
thing.
gonna change your name to that.
I'm gonna change my name to that.
Bryn, I saw your little message in the chat. Tina.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tina Critic Guy. We could work it into the title. You know, it's a work in progress, but we could do that.
Tina. Yes, just please call me Tina Critic Guy now. That's me now, guys.
Just Tina.
Beautiful.
Tina made her debut on Shoujo Cafe. Shoujo Cafe.
I literally
Place to
cannot
go.
even right now. This Leafy is here, and I cannot even right now.
Literally.
Literally.
Literally can't do it.
Also joining us, we have Briggs from All Day Anime and Brin from Brin's Fandoms. Welcome, guys. Everyone's channel links are in the description. We do not have a Tina Critic Guy yet, the alternate channel. However, next time it'll be there. And yeah, so
Like
this.
you're gonna- Oh, sorry. Go ahead. buddy.
Go ahead, Tony.
I was gonna say I feel like you're gonna pull a PewDiePie when PewDiePie made like Jacksepticeye 2.
Yes.
He got over 1 million subscribers on there and got a gold, like the little gold play button. It's like Jacksepticeye 2.
Yes. Yeah, like if I could get 1 million subscribers on that second account, I would make it. I would exploit you for money all day, Tony.
Why me? It's Macklenot has the mustache.
I don't care who I exploit as long as it's for money.
That doesn't give
I
me
don't
money.
care.
It gives me the opposite, if anything.
Jojo talks
money.
too much is in the chat, everybody.
What up, JoJo? And
Love you, bro.
yeah, so a general topic that I thought we would have for this Rant Cafe is the power of classic anime. And what I mean by this is anime that really kind of sticks around, that you keep thinking about even years after it airs, anime that you keep rewatching because you keep enjoying the rewatch, as opposed to an anime that you might enjoy in any given season, but 2 years from now, 3 years from now, you're not really thinking about it. You don't think there's a point of rewatching it, and so on. So I was thinking about what makes certain anime classics, what makes them really stand out. And we don't have to go back to like 20 years or 10 years or whatever to say that what's a classic, but I'm suggesting we define it as an anime that you keep thinking about, you keep discussing, you keep rewatching several years, like 2 or 3 years after it's aired or finished airing. What do you guys think about that definition?
I think that's a fair definition.
It's pretty damn fair.
Mhm.
10 out of 10 fairness.
Well, I can't say no to the pretty boys. You know, with Macklenot's mustache and Briggs' haircut. I mean, I feel like I have to agree.
Yes.
You know.
Yeah, I think we have to address the elephant in the room, and that is the fact that Bryn, from Brin's Fandoms, made a video on her channel where she cut her hair live for all
Wait,
to
what?
see.
Cut it
It was
alive.
spectacular.
There's terror.
I gotta see
Yeah.
this video.
We should go. Yeah, go watch me. There's
Nobody
a
bother me.
There's a
Nobody bother
moment
me.
of genuine fear, but then after that, it's good.
It
But
is
seriously,
live,
like,
uncut,
one moment.
uncensored.
Good,
No, yes.
bad
So-
/ good night decisions. Oh shit! All right, nobody bother me.
Everybody be quiet for the next, like, 5
Watches
minutes.
the video live.
I'm muting. I'm muting.
Are you serious?
Tony
Whoa.
does a live reaction.
I was meant
What I was gonna say is, yeah, Bryn, when I saw you post on Twitter, I was like, no, don't do it, because I think long hair looks good on girls, and we were talking the other day about how nice quality your hair is, and I was like, why are you doing this? And I was watching the video, and I was just like rage watching, and I was like, oh man, I'm gonna be so mad. I'm gonna be so mad. But then afterwards, at the end, it actually looked good, so I was like, okay, fine.
Okay. I'll
Fine.
accept.
But like, yeah, like I was all ready to freak out. I was ready to like.
Can you imagine? I've seen videos of those like fail haircut ones where they're just like, I'll just cut it, and it just like is the worst. I was slightly scared that it was gonna do that, but it didn't. It's good. It's cool.
Yeah, that's why I get my hair and beard done by professionals, because I'm just
You get your beard done by professionals?
yes.
Really? I didn't. Well, I guess you would at a barber or something, but that is out of my realm. I'll just say that having my facial hair trimmed is a little out of my realm.
Are
So
you sure? I mean, I've heard you're pretty
Yeah.
well versed in the.
I mean, oh, don't even, man. It's not
Bring it
here,
out.
but-
Oh, you guys are fun. You guys are fun. But yeah, Cyanide. Your thoughts on Bryn's exposed video exposing her haircut?
I thought it was pretty bold, dangerous, moving, suspenseful. You know, the end result was spectacular. I think you're being a little melodramatic, Animac. Maybe even a little extreme, with an X instead of an E.
Ooh.
Yeah, but all I do now is roast videos where I'm super melodramatic. That's like a new thing now. Do you see Rice Scum, bro? He got like 5 million subscribers in 1 year.
That is true. That is the way to go. So I can't fault you for that.
But yeah, Table Kun ASMR is definitely a thing, man.
Mhm.
It's definitely a thing. By the way, Cyanide, when are we recording our Bryn's haircut first impression?
Well, I was gonna talk about that in private later, but hopefully we can get it over the weekend. I'd even prefer tomorrow if possible. So the sooner
Yeah, I
the
should-
better.
I
We have
should
to
be
catch it while it's hot, you know,
Mhm.
while the momentum is high.
Roll with it. Yep.
Bryn's haircut was my favorite anime of the season, hands down. No questions. That's it.
Yeah, Crunchyroll didn't know what they were doing.
I didn't know.
They didn't-
Well, if Bryn's haircut won Best Anime, it would be as legitimate as the Crunchyroll Awards were in the end. So
So
A little bit more legitimate.
yeah.
this
Yeah.
is serious business here. So
By the way, speaking of which, I actually wanted to talk about this to you guys, with you guys. Oh, I don't know if Tony's back with us or if he's still intently watching Bryn's haircut.
He looks pretty intent right now.
he's yeah.
He's pretty focused.
Yeah, like he was smiling and everything. Okay, well. So basically, Joey, the anime man, just uploaded a video where he was apologizing for being critical towards Yuri on Ice because people were accusing him of being like homophobic and stuff. So, and
So
like,
wait.
I'm watching this video.
Yeah.
I'm like, it was 7 minutes. I already saw it. And as I'm watching this video, I'm like, oh my God, what have these people done? Because it's like, I really feel bad for like regular Yuri on Ice fans, because some members of this community are going to make this fan community the most hated community in the history of anime.
It's pretty
Because
close.
they're going
already.
to be blaming the community for forcing the anime man to apologize for being critical towards an anime, as if the entire LGBT community in anime is represented by whether or not you like or dislike Yuri on Ice. Like, that's so ridiculous. It's such an insult to the intelligence of that community, in my opinion. I don't know. So I wanted to get your guys' opinion on that.
Did he come across as homophobic or slanderous like derogatory in any sense in his original review towards the community, or? Because I didn't think he did. So
no, he's actually like, I've heard his reviews before, and he actually said that, you know, he's liked other yaoi-esque anime before better than Yuri on Ice. It was just a specific Yuri on Ice issue where he didn't like the anime, but people were saying, oh, because Yuri on Ice, it's so important for the LGBT community, according to these people, that if you criticize it, like somehow it should receive special treatment and you are not allowed to criticize it. That's essentially what I got from it. So,
I mean, no anime is perfect, right? As long as he's going about it properly and like in a critical way, and he's not like, you could tell when someone's being homophobic or not. Like any series should be allowed to be reviewed. No anime is perfect.
Yeah, that's like my biggest thing is like, you should not be asking for special treatment for any anime just because you feel like it's, you know, it represents a certain political view or social view that you agree with.
Yeah. What did I miss, by the way? Sorry, I was preoccupied with something.
Yeah, we know. We were actually talking about, Tony, we actually were talking about the anime man. He uploaded like a 7-minute apology video, basically apologizing for being critical of Yuri on Ice, because I guess people were like social justice warriors. People were criticizing him for being critical of the anime, accusing him of being homophobic and a cis white male, or like, well, he's not even white, he's half Japanese, but cis male who can't possibly understand the struggles that is Yuri on Ice, apparently.
So basically projecting bullshit.
Yeah, exactly. But like, my thing is, yeah, of course there's going to be people who say that, and it's ridiculous. I think we can all agree that it's ridiculous that equating the entire LGBT anime community with whether or not you like one anime. I mean, that's crazy. But the problem is that him making this apology video, I feel like is just going to spark a bigger backlash towards the fan community, because they're going to be like, look how crazy these people are. They actually forced him to apologize for doing nothing wrong. So I wanted to get your guys' take on this.
Well, go ahead, Macklenot.
Oh, sorry. You can get if you want.
No. I'm still trying to get over what I just saw. So why would you use a scissor like this? This isn't a haircut scissor.
When you're that good, you can use whatever you want. She could have used like a scimitar or whatever. Just
really, Cyanide. Realize, good job there, Cyanide. Says the guy that can't even show his damn face on the camera.
Hey.
Ooh, there's the shots. It was fired. What you gotta say?
It's something you gotta deal with, you know.
Anyway, Macklenot, please.
Right. I get it. Like it's an important anime to the LGBT community. That's great and everything.
That
like
one?
and it's
Really?
it's a good like it's a big deal for them. Like, and it like I think it's one of, not the first time, but it's one of the first times where they can like I think it means a lot to the fans. I'm still working on it. Like I'm only about 5 or 6 episodes into it, so I haven't finished it. So I can't judge it. I can't say that I like it or dislike it yet. But I get it. Like from what I've seen, like a lot of people like in that community have been less afraid to be in that community sort of thing because of that show. Gave people a lot of confidence, which is awesome. But at the same time, just because you dislike a show that has a gay couple in it for valid reasons, not because it has a gay couple. See, if he disliked it because it had a gay couple in it, or because it was like a coming of age story for a gay couple, that I would get it. Like that would make sense. That would be kind of scummy on his part.
Mm-hmm.
But then at the same time, just because it has a gay couple in it doesn't mean that he can't dislike it. That doesn't mean that he's slandering the community or anything like that. Like he doesn't like the show, which I get. It's not for everybody. Hell, I haven't even finished yet, and it's kind of hard to like keep going because I'm not a big fan of figure skating, and not a big fan of figure skating.
So you're not a big fan of making history, is what you're saying?
I like making history, but less so with skates, because anytime I skate, it's less making history and more like making a mess like everywhere. So
I don't know. That's not what the song told me. So
my song? Have you heard?
I'm referring to the Yuri on Ice theme.
No, I got you.
Yeah, but I think that like even the problem, there's a problem with just saying the community. This is important for the community, because it's like who speaks for the community. Some people might say it's important. Other people might say it's like, no, this is not. This is
Right.
You
But
know,
I mean, it's I guess
my
it's subjective,
community is
right?
not represented by this one anime. You can, and like I feel like I'm not a member of the community, but if members of that community, I feel like some of them would be insulted by saying, you're saying that basically it's an insult to our community if someone doesn't like your favorite anime, or you know, like you are identifying a community of fans with one anime. Why? Like it's an insult to the intelligence of those people, I think.
Right. And I don't think that they're, excuse me. Like I forget what I was going to say. Wow. All right. Who's next? That's good stuff.
I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you.
I'm proud that you're proud of me.
I'm so proud, you know.
Thank you.
I guess I just heard this news from you guys right now, and I'm a little disappointed that he apologized. I would like to know the context of what he was saying. Did anybody watch his review?
No.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
But like,
Okay, what did he say? What were like some of the criticisms? Do you remember?
I don't honestly remember in detail, but I know
Because-
that he specifically stated before that he has read other yaoi manga, that he has watched other yaoi-esque anime, and that he thought they were better than Yuri on Ice. So in no way was he dismissing the entire genre or anything.
He just said that the quality of the Yuri in this one isn't as good as others.
Well, yeah, he was saying that the story and the characters and stuff wasn't as good as even some other yaoi stuff he's seen, let alone, you know, to be the greatest anime of all time. And
Funny.
Actually, Blank Black had over here in the comments had an interesting comment. He basically said the LGBT community has toxic people in it, just like every other community. And it seems like Joey was basically attacked by certain members who were over the top, like every community has over the top members, whether it's a political community, whether it's a social community, whether it's an anime fan group. And then he basically felt bad and decided to make this video. But I feel like a lot of people are just going to be pissed now that he was forced to make this video, and including people who are part of the LGBT community, because they're like, what the hell? Like this.
You don't need to kowtow to them. I mean,
Yeah, like you don't.
it's a very small minority. It just but I think that the anime man apologizing is a element to a much bigger problem that's happening right now. I mean, when we have like people like PewDiePie that have to apologize for jokes that aren't offensive to anyone that it should be offensive to, or the fact that, you know, we have Milo being accused of being a rapist and a pedophile, even though he is a victim of a rape and of pedophilia. You know, when we have those people being attacked and hearing that Joey got attacked too, I feel like it's become commonplace now to just attack on these people and make them have to feel guilty for things they shouldn't feel guilty about. I mean, if anything, I should have been attacked for what I said about Yuri on Ice and the fact that I didn't buy the fact that the two leads were romantic leads. I felt like they were more friends than anything than romantic. They're like, but they kissed, Tony. I'm like, so? That doesn't mean it's just because somebody kissed somebody doesn't mean like you're going to feel a romance. You need to establish that, and I didn't feel that. Not only that, one of the biggest problems I have with most Yuri anime is that the characters don't start off gay. They start off very much straight, and then all of a sudden they become gay. This was a problem I had with Love Stage, and it's a problem that exists in Yuri on Ice. The two leads both loved women. In fact, the main character had an unrequited love for a girl that ended up getting married to somebody. So, I mean, that for me, that's a bigger problem right there. I don't know. I feel like I went on a ramble there. My bad.
No, that's actually a good point. Interesting note, there's a manga series called Prunus Girl, which is sort of about coming to terms with sexuality. And really, really well done in that aspect. Very interesting to read. So would definitely recommend it. Because, yeah, no, it's the constant is this main character is introduced to another character that basically, to quote 90s SNL, it's Pat. You know, they don't refer to themselves as male or female. It's like whatever you want to think of me as. And it's sort of kind of toys at that aspect, but it's very insightful. And it's a really great way to look at it. So, yeah, no, it's important in terms of how it's told. But, yeah, I think it also says a lot about our culture, too, that we live in currently where, you know, of course, we don't want to run the risk of offending people. The more successful and popular we are, the more eyes that we have on. You can't please everyone. We know that, you know, you can please some of the people some of the time, but you're not going to be able to please everyone. Everyone's got different opinions. I think that, you know, he looked at it, felt that this was something he needed to do. I agree as well that it's just, if there was no means to make offense, then there's no real reason to apologize. But I appreciate him feeling the sentiment. You know, I think that's. But I mean, that can vary. Some people could look at it saying, "Well, don't kowtow." That's that could lose respect for them and so forth. So it's a really interesting time we live in where.
Interesting, I would say scary.
Well, yeah, because it's especially as someone who grew up, in the '90s.
Oh, now you want to come to Canada?
Oh, no.
I just want to move somewhere where I'm not gonna be like, well, now you're a racist. I was called a racist. What? By white people.
What? For what?
I wanted Asians to be in Ghost in the Shell. I was called a racist for that.
No, it's. I mean, see, that's just it.
Does being included into a movie count being racist? Now, if I said don't have white people in the movie, that's racist. I said
but you see, Tony, because you said you wanted Asians in there, you didn't add any other ethnicities. Therefore, you're racist.
I see what you're doing here, Cyanide.
You see, I mean, it's just by the fact of sheer exclusion, you have confirmed.
But that's more of an implication. It's not like a direct statement. Just because I said I wanted more Asians does not imply that no white people can be in it.
No,
I'm not saying that's you. I got what you were doing. You were making a commentary of people who would like answer me like, well, you didn't say you want white people either, Tony. I'm like, but that's not the point. I'm not talking about white people. I'm talking about Asians. I want Asians in the film. But that don't mean that you can't have any white people.
I honestly think that a lot of it has to do with the culture of being here in the now. Instantaneous information at our fingertips. We're almost a very ADHD culture, and this is from someone who grew up ADHD. It's we're at a point where it's just we're quick to go through things. We have the TLDR, now. So there's almost this presumption to where I'm going to immediately go off of what you say as opposed to the rest of it, and I'm going to judge you based upon that, or I'm going to judge based upon this one thing without further researching into it. It's just this almost split-second type reactioning to where it almost like commentary almost becomes sort of like a live reaction in a sense, in a very, humorous in some aspect sense, to where there's an immediate reaction, and in some cases it's it's understandable, and in others there should always be that pursuit of truth, of knowledge, to better inform yourself of either the situation of the events or whatever it may be beforehand. Like I see it in comments. I'm sure we all have as well, where you'll say something in the comment section, then you'll address it later on. Like in one point I asked in one of my videos, I wonder if this is from a light novel, which then was immediately answered like less than a minute later in the video. But someone got to that point and was like, oh, got to type in a comment. And then they immediately typed another comment, oh, disregard this. So, that's just it. You can't do that whole
Yeah.
No, it's true. It's true, because I noticed that, because I released a video when we realized that season 2 of 7 Deadly Sins is not on Netflix. I released
it was.
No, it's not, because it's all it was uploaded was a 4-episode TV special or OVA that aired back in Japan in August. There is no season 2 out yet, but Netflix mislabeled it repeatedly, and media reported it as season 2. But so I waited to actually see my Netflix update on that day, and then I posted a 3-minute video saying it's not really on Netflix, it's just an OVA, there's nothing about a season 2 on the official Japanese website, etc. 3-minute video. I had so many people commenting, "You filthy liar, I'm watching it right now, it's on Netflix." Like, they did not even watch the 3-minute video where I explain exactly what is actually on Netflix and why it's misleading. They just decided to post
They
right
read
away.
the title and that's it.
They're like, no,
Exactly.
yeah.
Complete lunacy. And then and some of them deleted their comments after they got to episode 5 and realized that there was no episode 5.
Genius.
But no, I think a really good point was raised. I'm not sure if it was you, Tony, or
It probably was Cyanide. He makes the best points here.
About you can't please everyone, and you shouldn't try, and you should not kowtow to anyone. Stop laughing every time my phone rings.
I can't help it. You make a good point, and then all of a sudden I hear light.
You just cut yourself off.
It's a good song. Get over it.
We're not laughing at the song. We're laughing at the fact that your phone went off.
Anyways,
we laugh at the fact that your phone goes off every time.
Well,
Put your phone on silent.
I'm a busy, popular man who is too lazy to put his phone on silent.
It just
put it
takes
on
like
vibrate.
2 seconds. Oh,
Relax.
vibrate? You're gonna put it between your legs too?
Oh, that is misogyny for some reason.
Whoa! What? I came in to talk about classic anime.
I don't
I'm called a
know. I don't know,
misogynist?
but I'm gonna make you make an apology video. But
I apologize to Bryn's fandom for watching her haircut video. It was totally out of context. I should not have done that. You have lovely hair, and my comments were very rude and blackish, and that will never happen again.
Yeah, how could you? I mean, how offensive or prejudicial could you possibly be towards Bryn's hair?
All the trigger.
I
I'm
know.
triggered here.
Yeah, and last but not least, kill all the gays.
Oh, wow.
I'm making sure that goes on your gravestone. It'll be great.
Well, I must say
gays,
thank you, Tony. I'm going to use that soundbite.
So
Take it out of context.
Exactly.
Here, use this one too. Use this one too. I'm sure you can use this.
yeah, Wall Street Journal, baby.
Please tell me you guys saw that video where PewDiePie killed Hitler.
Quality
Yeah.
journalism. Wall Street Journal.
He's having fun with
Oh,
that, I'll
it's
tell
beautiful.
you. He's having
like,
fun with it.
I smell the Nazi jokes. Ooh, I smell the out of context. He kills Hitler and then he starts fading away. He's like, oh my god, the Wall Street Journal, they were right. Oh, he just fades out. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to
But
sidetrack.
no, yeah, like what I wanted to like just say, it's like some people are perpetually outraged. Like that's something I study politics, and something I've noticed. It's like they tied in their own identity to certain political causes, right? So
Yes.
they're constantly looking to confirm their own bias. So if they believe that they're like certain people are oppressed, whether it's their political, the conservatives think they're being oppressed or the liberals think they're being oppressed, they will always look for reasons to justify that. Because if they cannot find those reasons, if they cannot find any reason to be offended, their life no longer has any meaning, because their whole life and identity is tied to being outraged, to talking about all the injustice against them, right? So that is why they feel the need to be outraged over such thing as anime and, someone criticizing Yuri on Ice. Because if they are not, then what is the meaning of their life? Because they're so closely tied into these views that they have. So that is the thing. You will never appease these people. Like this apology will not appease those people who complained. They will simply say, oh, see, he's only apologizing because he doesn't want to lose his cash flow. We were right all along. Meanwhile, the vast majority of other people are going to freak out and be like, why are these lunatics forcing Joey to apologize if he did nothing wrong? That's his opinion. Like how, clearly this fan base is toxic, and so on. So I wanted to actually ask you, Bryn, because you're a fan of Yuri on Ice, who is mentally stable. So I was
Whoa!
Wow.
Oh,
thank
you hear that? You hear that, Rose? You're not mentally stable.
Great.
You're not born to make history. You're born to go insane, Rose.
These are Tony's offensive words, not mine.
Hashtag no apologies.
But yeah, Bryn, I wanted to ask you about this because I do know some very sensible Yuri on Ice fans such as yourself and Rose and other people, and yet I feel like that whole community is going to get an even worse rep now after what's happened, after the Crunchyroll Awards, after this now. What do you think?
Oh yeah, I mean, all it did was just make the community just seem so much more stupid than it already is. Like, there are good people in the Yuri on Ice community and anime community, but the whole apology video just basically painted us, loose terms, to just be people that are offended. Like, if you don't like what I like, then I'm not going to talk to you. It just makes us seem immature almost, that we can't take an opinion and just accept someone else's opinion for what it is, because that's essentially all it was. I personally don't feel like he needed to apologize at all, and that it's just, that was his opinion. There's nothing wrong with that. I don't feel like he was homophobic at all. I don't think that was his intentions and his statements that he made. But he's a good guy, so I'm sure he was just I feel guilty for offending people. But it just made the situation worse, and it just made the community seem just really dumb. And we can't just take an opinion, and that's what we all have, an opinion, and that's what it is,
Yeah, exactly. And I feel like Joey's intentions were definitely the best of intentions.
Mm-hmm.
However, I feel like he unintentionally now there's going to be a backlash.
Yeah.
again, because of a few people within this community, not like we're not even talking about the LGBT community as a whole. We're not even talking about the Yuri on Ice fan community as a whole, because the vast majority of Yuri on Ice fans can take criticism. They're like, yeah, I like this anime. Some animes that you like, I don't like. That's completely fine. That doesn't mean you're a bad person. That doesn't mean that you're discriminating against people because you don't like my anime. But like these few vocal people within that, I don't know if it was on Twitter or where they were hating on him. I really don't know. And yeah, I'm sure he just felt guilty and he wanted to, he
But
felt
why,
bad.
bro? It's so weird. Like he almost has what, 1 million subscribers, right?
Over 1 million.
Over
Yeah.
1 million, and he feels like he has to apologize. It feels so weird because I feel like something similar happened to me when I reviewed High School DxD, which triggered so many people. You look at the video and look at like the like and dislike ratio. It's very it has more likes definitely than dislikes, but there are a lot of people. I read all those comments. They're just like, you fucking suck, Tony. You just didn't understand it, Tony. The fan service wasn't that bad, Tony. You should apologize. You're wrong about this. Watch season 3. And I'm like, I don't need to apologize for nothing. My opinion is my own. You know, if you don't agree with it, that's totally fine. But live with it. You know, that's just how it is, you know. And maybe it's because I'm a smaller YouTuber compared to a bigger YouTuber where maybe the implications of the backlash would be felt at a larger level.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I just feel like at his level, maybe he shouldn't let it bother him so much. Or maybe this is the first time he's ever dealt with a backlash, so he didn't know how to deal with it. I don't know.
Yeah, like to me,
confused by the reaction.
yeah, like to me, it would be different if he just, if he like made a note on his Twitter or something like, just to clarify, I wasn't trying to discriminate against everyone. This was just my opinion based on this anime, nothing more. It was not a political statement, nothing like that. But the fact that he had to make a separate video is like, what the hell is happening? Like, why is this such a big deal? And I feel like a lot of people, like I was reading through the comments quickly on this video, and a lot of people are like, why would you apologize? Like, why? Like, don't listen to these people. These are all just SJWs. Like, what? Like, so the vast majority of comments, including Yuri on Ice fans, like, you shouldn't have apologized. This is ridiculous. You have the right to your own opinion. So again, this is just going to be more of a backlash. And yeah, I think it's a really dumb thing. Whoever attacked him for this,
Cyanide.
whoever attacked him for this, basically did themselves a huge disservice. And just like the people who just spam voted for Yuri on Ice for everything in the Crunchyroll Awards, like, man, I'm predicting that this is going to be the most hated fan base in the history of anime, and it's the vast majority of people will not deserve that hate, but it's just this vocal minority that's really like become so obnoxious because they're tying whether or not you like this anime to important social issues. So it's like, if you disagree with me on an anime, that means that you disagree with me on social issues and political issues. Like, what? That is crazy. Like, Briggs, we haven't heard from you. What do you think, man? Say something controversial.
Tell us, Straw Hat.
Tell us, Straw Hat.
Yeah.
Say something really controversial that's gonna get us on scares.
Those are guys that scares you.
Individually, apologize. No, I haven't seen his review or like his thoughts on it, so I can't really give my opinion like on if he was being like homophobic or thing. But based off what you guys said, like if he's just criticizing an anime for like plot or like character, like relationship and stuff like that, like if he's, I think any anime has the right to be criticized, whether or not it's big for the community or not. And like it doesn't affect. It could be an argument that it's big for the community because it's one of the most popular yaoi probably shows ever. Like this has been extremely popular. It's been ridiculously popular, right? Mm-hmm. I can see how it's big for the community, but at the same time, I don't know. It still doesn't mean by criticizing it, it doesn't demean like what it's done.
Yeah, and the other problem is, like, are we looking for equality here? Because if we're looking for equality, then no anime should be getting special treatment because of the subject matter that it deals with. And that seems to be what some people want, is like Yuri on Ice is so important to us that we must give it special treatment. Like,
but by criticizing it, it doesn't make it less important. If anything, it's making it more popular because someone with 1 million followers, 1 million subscribers made something on it. So it's probably going to boost its popularity and make it more important and more relevant, right?
It's very like, it is a problem. And I think it is a problem. Like, no one should be apologizing because we're kind of fostering this culture of butthurtedness. Oh, if I'm offended, if you hurt my feelings, then you have to apologize and all this kind of stuff. Meanwhile, you're always going to hurt someone's feelings. There's someone who's going to be offended by anything. So it's like, you're never going to win, so you can't care all the time. Otherwise, you better just not say anything at all. If you don't want to offend anybody, don't say anything at all. That's the only way.
Fair enough.
And Helvian in the chat says that he should make a video apologizing for his apology.
Just rotate, yeah. Just like apology for this apology.
It'll just keep going on and on and on until he dies. This is my 57th apology for the previous apology of the previous apology of the previous apology, and it keeps going on for your on ice.
Yeah, and I honestly feel bad because I admire the anime man. He's done a lot for the community. He works hard, and I know his intentions are the best. But like, I was just thinking from my political like kind of mind state, which I always think of, social reactions and political reactions, and I feel like this apology video is actually going to infuriate most people, including Yuri on Ice fans who are, who just, I like my show, I respect your opinion. Like, who are these idiots who are making our community look bad, who are, making other people dislike our community, who are making, Yuri on Ice, watch, Yuri on Ice fans, after this video, Yuri on Ice fandom will become a meme, I predicted.
Did I ever tell you guys the story of how I was almost ostracized from the School Rumble fan community?
No. Tell us.
Yeah, I did Disney Week, the month that I actually collaborated with Brin's Fandom over there for Studio Ghibli month. I took a break for a week to do Disney Week. Cool. And during Disney Week, they announced that they were making a new chapter for School Rumble, like an additional chapter. And I'm like, oh my God, that's exciting. And I wasn't planning on making a video, but I felt like it was very important since School Rumble is my favorite anime of all time, way better than One Piece and Gurren Lagann. I mean, who watches those shit?
What the
animes?
fuck?
Am I right, guys? Am I right, guys?
Oh, no,
I expected
you
apology.
Yakumo, so
Triggered.
Did I trigger you?
You know how I said people shouldn't get triggered about their anime? Don't talk about Gurren Lagann.
You just got
Talk about
triggered.
Important, bro. Gurren Lagann is important.
You fell into the you activated my trap card. What
Tony, are you sure you want to do that? Animax a roasting YouTuber now.
Yes.
You're gonna end your whole career.
Yeah.
Oh, are you gonna drop a diss track? Are you gonna drop a diss track just like Rice Gum?
I will drop a gem on them.
Ooh.
Hashtag Aries is best girl.
Cyanide, I need you to jot this one down for the records again.
By the way, Tony, I will constantly quote Mob Deep with you.
Oh, I would love that. I actually was quite surprised by that. Anyway, to finish up the story, so I made the video. It was well received, but all of a sudden I get this comment. It's like, oh, so now you care about the School Rumble community, huh? You fucking faggot. You piece of shit. I'm like,
what?
I finally care. What do you mean I finally cared about it? It's like, you didn't help out Hear Me Kobayashi all those years ago. I'm like, because I didn't want to help him out. He was literally trying to beg Jin Kobayashi to give him a new ending because he didn't like the ending that he was given. And for me, I believe in honoring a artist's interpretation of how he wants to end his story. I believe artists need to keep their integrities intact. So I was like, I'm not going to be a part of something where I'm demanding the creator who already gave me a really solid anime, a solid series, to change the ending because I personally didn't like it. I mean, it's not really that good of an ending in my opinion, but still, it was the ending that he chose to do, and I respect him for that. So apparently, because I didn't want to join this one guy on a crusade to bring School Rumble back to change the ending, I'm apparently supposed to be ostracized because I don't love School Rumble enough. And I'm looking at them like, I might love School Rumble even more than you because I can respect what Jin Kobayashi's vision for the series was. You, on the other hand, want to be a butthurt fan that doesn't like the way that it ended, so you demand that they change it because it just doesn't appeal to you. And there was this whole hoopla. They wanted to start. They literally wanted to start a beef. They wanted to start a beef. I was called out on Facebook. I was called out on a YouTube video, and I was thinking I should respond, but I'm like, no, that's what they want. They want me to respond. They want me to spark some flame war right here so that they could get some attention. So I just ignored it and stuff. And since then, haven't heard a beat from them.
Yeah, and this is a good point because I would consider School Rumble a classic, right? So it fits to our topic because School Rumble is a classic anime, one of my favorite comedy anime, 100%. I loved it. I
More than Gurren Lagann, right?
No, never.
Obviously.
But it was a really good anime, and it's again, it's one of those that's older anime that we're still talking about today because it is a classic, because it leaves an impact. But with my thing with School Rumble is I did not like the fact that within the 50 episodes nothing progressed in terms of the romantic relationships. I thought they were teasing us too much and then just going back to status quo constantly. That was my problem. And of course the ending I felt sucked. However, I completely understand what you're saying, that we should respect the artist's wishes. I still thought the ending was bad, and the fact that there wasn't any progression was bad. However, I still obviously appreciated the anime very much. And to me, it wouldn't even matter if they had Harima just end up with Yakumo. I would be okay with that, even if I think Eri is best girl.
Decision he ever made.
Even if I think Eri is best girl, if he ended up with Yakumo, I would have been like, okay, this is some kind of conclusion, some kind of progress. That's fine. My problem was that it never goes anywhere. It's such great situational humor, such great romantic humor, high school humor, but like I wanted it to go somewhere, kind of thing. And I always think like that when like whether it's like Western cartoons or shows, when something happens, like Leela and Fry start dating in Futurama, but then the next season they're not dating again. Like I hate that. I feel like it's a cop-out. Like just going back to the basics and then starting everything over from scratch.
Remember that episode of Reincarnation where Leela comes in, is like, Fry, I want to talk about our relationship and how I don't want to do it anymore. He's like, but we were doing so well. What happened? I find that funny because it is like a reversal.
Yeah.
It's interesting you bring that up because you're not entirely wrong. The romance doesn't really grow throughout the series, but where the growth happens is actually in the characters' personal lives. They grow as characters personally. With Harima becoming an artist, like going forward with that, Yakumo growing out of her shell, helping Harima with his dreams, Tenma becoming braver. Funny enough, Mikoto's the only one that actually has a genuine romance in the anime that has a full circle start and finish. In fact, they even break up. She dates a guy named Aso. I don't know if you remember who he is. He's a very cool looking guy. Didn't really stand out that much to me, but she starts dating him, and in the manga they actually end up breaking up. They have a falling out. Eri grows as a character. She grows as a character who's very, nose up in the air, very snooty, rich girl type mentality to somebody that's finally opening up and bonding with their friends more often. And you see growth. It's just the romance always stays the same. And the reason for that is that there's like, for me personally, when I saw School Rumble, the deeper reason is that with Harima and Tenma, their romance never progresses out of a very adolescent state. It's in a rut constantly, and it's what's holding both of them back. That's the whole thing. It's holding them back. If Harima actually went with Yakumo or even Eri, he would progress in his life. And the same thing goes for Tenma. In fact, when Tenma ends up with Kurosama at the end, do you notice that she never changes? Because she decided, I don't want to change. I'm stuck in this rut and I'm never leaving the rut. When she could have grown as a character if she just left Kurosama alone. And that's the thing about the beauty of School Rumble. It's choices. And the choices help the characters progress. And the main characters chose not to. That's why Harima ends up with nobody at the end of the anime. He decides to stay in that little romantic fantasy instead of trying to grow up and reach his own goals. So
yeah, and you're 100% right. And sometimes that happens in life.
I'm deeper than you, Cyanide. Come at me, bro.
Well, it's a really interesting point to bring up because Animac made a really good point. Is there are times where I've even read for some manga where creators don't actually establish romantic pairings because they don't want to piss off the fan base. When you think of it, like The World God Only Knows took forever for him to get paired off, and it was at the end, and nobody liked it. People got angry about it, and it's just there are other series where then they just kind of avoid it, and it's at the same time you can create that reaction. Whereas School Rumble does have that element, but it's exactly as you said, Tony. Though it's about the growth and the character growth, and that's where Harima and Tenma are so interesting. Like, it's clearly a case of she likes a guy who's not even remotely interested in her. He likes her. He doesn't stand a chance. So it's like, how are they going to pursue each other, where they go? And it's watching the characters develop. You see Harima, he goes in his own direction. Tenma sort of represents, it's sort of the duality of life of, you can either progress or, accepting that and still working around it. But it's just, finding the acceptance of that, just kind of coming together as a whole, as a person, growing up and just I guess, evolving the world as they become adults, because that's what we see them. We see them go through high school, and it's really interesting with the way that was done. Interesting too that the guy wanted to protest the ending, because it's like I don't think he would have cared or even read it or even knew about it. So
I know,
but
that's hilarious.
Oh no, yeah, and that's the thing with a classic series is I find with shows like that, I'll go back and watch it. Like there'll be certain lines that'll stick out in my head, like Harima's taking a test, he gets it back, and he gets this bad grade, and Tenma gets a bad grade as well. It's just like all turtles. He's like, oh, thank God for being stupid.
I'm so glad I'm stupid.
Yes.
One of my favorite episodes is when they're all about to go to the beach. I don't know. Have you all seen School Rumble out of curiosity?
No, they haven't.
Bryn! No!
Sorry.
There's an episode where they're trying to plan a date at the beach. And Harima's trying to think of a way to approach it, like he wants to know what the proper response is. So his first response is like, hey, I'd like to go to the beach, very friendly and stuff. So he's about to do it. And then this character named Imadori, who's like a playboy, he ends up doing that same thing. He's like, I want to go to the beach. He's like, damn it, I can't be the friendly type. He took it away. Okay, what do I do? And then he thinks of being stern. He's like, I think I should go with you. He's like, yes, that's perfect. And he's about to do it. And then this other character named Hanai, who's a hard ass in the anime, he's like, I think I should go with you. He's like, no. I don't know what to say anymore.
Yeah.
It's you need Bryn, please. Bryn, please. You gotta see the anime, please. Papa, please.
Papa, please.
By the way, Tony, actually,
Gooby, please.
I haven't seen it in a while. If you ever want to do some kind of rewatch or something, I'm down.
Shit, I will rewatch it this very second. That's how.
Oh, I will be on that. In fact, let me go get on that right now.
I watched it 3 weeks ago, and I died laughing at the bicycle scene. A scene I've seen 100 times.
Yes.
And I still laugh at it. I can't believe how ridiculous it is. It's the complete obliviousness. If you look, you know that train that they zoom past. If you look into the train, look at the characters. Their eyes are big and white. Like, holy shit, did they just pass us?
Yeah, no. You have moments that interact with each other to where they're reacting to what's going on in the scene as opposed to just being background imaging. So yeah, no. Oh, it's so well done.
The little small details in the episode is something that when I went back to watch, I noticed more often, because there's some really small gags that you wouldn't notice until you see it again. And you're like, oh, that's fucking genius, dude.
Well, it's funny that you say that, because yeah, there are those nuances. Like daily lives of high school boys is another one I think of in terms of nuance.
I want to see that.
Yeah, I've been watching that one. I haven't finished it yet, but I've been watching it. It's
Literature
funny.
Girl, best girl. Best girl. She is she's so delightful with her reactions. It's just
the one that sits on the bank of the river.
Yeah, she chases this one guy around too.
Okay.
So but yeah, I mean that's all and that's literally her name in the show. She's called Literature Girl. She doesn't actually have a name. So no, yeah, that
is actually that's pretty funny. I'm not gonna.
If you haven't watched it, Tony, you should, because if you like School Rumble, you'd like this.
I will watch it when Bryn starts watching School Rumble.
All right, I can work that.
By the way, before we continue, I do have a question for Cyanide. You said that the World God Only Knows ended. Who did he end up with? Was it Chihiro? Cyanide.
Yeah. Well, I don't want to spoil the ending.
Cyanide, you in there?
He doesn't want to spoil it, Tony.
Cyanide.
Let it go. Let it go. I just want to address. I just want to address. Oh my God! No, I'm not gonna sing that song. I forgot.
You're gonna sing it. Bryn's gonna sing it with you, actually. Right?
I just want to. Oh my God, Bryn, you have to sing for us. You're a trained singer. But
really,
I just want to address the chat. We had two Spooky in the chat. We had Spooky in the chat who said that Bryn's haircut is cute, and yeah, it's fine. It's okay.
It's fine.
Oh. We had Solmaka challenging
some
me
people
for
were
debate.
also asking me to sing for them. So I think
someone actually asked to sing Frozen.
Sing for them, but no.
You should. You should.
Here's what I'll sing.
Bryn, tell him to.
Here's what I'll sing. I will sing. Bokura no sedai ga sha-la-la-la-la-la-la. Whoa, 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 yeah, yeah, yeah. Sentimental, our generation.
That was
Yeah,
Well
I know
done.
what it was. I know what it was. And
Yeah,
I'll
I
never
know.
hear that song
Claps.
again.
I wanna hear
I'll
the
never
claps.
hear it again the same way.
Claps. Claps.
No, no claps. You
In the
ruined.
chat.
You ruined the second semester.
Everyone in the chat, are you not entertained?
I'm
Are
not.
you not
Are you not entertained?
Sit down, Maximus.
I like the slow clap Max doing.
Yeah.
Okay, one last thing about School Rumble. Do you remember the scene where Harimo was on the rooftop and starts singing a song about his feeling? The first time you looked in my direction.
Oh wow.
I love the Japanese version more because it's fucking hilarious. 'Cause the guy can't really sing, so his voice cracks. He's like, "Come, go."
That's what made it so perfect
make that
because
noise
he's
again?
genuinely trying,
Yeah, it's.
but it's so.
Bryn, please, Gooby, please. You need to see the show, please.
Girl, please.
I will.
I don't care which what dub you hear, English or Japanese. They're actually
Doesn't
both
matter.
hysterical. So,
Okay.
anyway, back to Briggs now. Hello, Briggs.
Hiya.
Oh.
Am I here?
Yeah,
What
yeah.
will you sing for us, Briggs?
I'm good.
Yeah, yo.
Yeah, yo.
Yeah.
Hey, someone said something about. Oh yeah, So Maka challenged me to a debate about One Piece because we were talking about classic anime in the comments, like in the chat, and someone said One Piece and tagged me. I'm like, of course.
Oh, wait a
I
minute.
didn't-
One Piece came out 2 years ago. How's that a classic anime?
It's true. I don't know, like I started my anime career with One Piece like 6 years ago, and I'm still watching it, and I'll probably still be here once I'm gone. It's always relevant. I think it goes down in the history books. It was born to make history.
It was that should have been in that anime. See Luffy and them skating.
I'm offended now. I don't know why, but I'm offended. So I look forward to your apology video / Yu-Gi-Oh tournament. All day anime.
Yu-Gi-Oh tournament, huh?
Yeah,
I'm
all day
throwing a Yu-Gi-Oh tournament, by the way,
Tell us
guys.
about it, bro.
March 1st, be there or be square. We're throwing down good old original Yu-Gi-Oh style on the Yu-Gi-Oh Duel Links app.
Ooh.
I just made an update video about it. If you want to sign up, just watch that.
Yeah, and Briggs' channel link is in the description if you want to go and check him out, as is everyone else's channel link. So
You just activated my interest card,
Oh,
Do you play Yu-Gi-Oh Duel Links, Tony?
buddy.
No.
I could show you a deck of Yu-Gi-Oh cards that have been mailed to me in the past 3 months. They're just like sitting there saying, "Tony, when are you gonna use us?" And I'm like, "I don't know, because I don't." See, look, that was actually one of the boxes I got as a kid, man. Oh, that takes me back.
nostalgia.
Oh, I've been playing so much lately.
Really? How good are you, out of curiosity? I wouldn't say I'm good at all.
So in like actual cards, I'm pretty horrible. But like in the game, like the Duel Links app, I'm pretty good.
Oh, really? The Duel Links app? Come on, that's not even real Yu-Gi-Oh.
What do you mean? It's like it goes back. Okay, other than the three,
It's not real Yu-Gi-Oh, man.
how is it not real Yu-Gi-Oh?
First of all, why do you only pick up 3 cards? You pick up 5 cards.
So they made it like they kind of shrunk the game down.
Yeah.
You pick up 4 cards, by the
They
way.
butchered it.
Tony,
Nah,
What you're saying.
It
So are you
was
gonna
very
try-
well done.
Are you gonna travel from Florida over here to play us at Yu-Gi-Oh?
Where's here?
In the Toronto area?
Oh,
Canada.
fuck Canada. Come on.
Well, then,
also live in
We
Canada.
had this conversation.
then
Yeah,
Duel
I
Links
remember
it is,
this.
bro. Then Duel Links.
You remember this, Bryn? You
I remember this conversation. Yep. I was
Yeah.
deeply offended. I require an apology. So
You're triggered? You're triggered?
I'm triggered. Yep.
Triggered best studio, best anime. studio. Triggered.
Hey guys, it's your boy Leafy's here, and I just want to say I fucked up. I did really bad. I didn't know he was mentally challenged, but I tried my best. I'm just trying to be a good satirist. That's all I am.
It's just a satire, bro.
It's a satire, bro.
Bryn, tell us about the fact that you're a trained singer.
Oh, we addressed this, but for those who don't know, I
I
go to
didn't know
school.
this. I didn't know
Yeah,
this.
so I did a semester. Hey, but I got into university to do singing. Classically trained. So
Yeah, she's the
can
only
we
one
get a
on stream who hasn't sung yet.
Can we get a sample, Gooby, please?
can we get a sample? No, I'm shy.
Just turn the camera off then. Turn the camera off and then look,
No.
face the corner, and then just start singing. With
Face
no
the
one can-
corner.
Would be
just
more
turn
than
around.
acceptable. Corner singing is my favorite pastime.
No, it's not easy.
Cornerstone of singing.
It's not easy right now. When I just did a great job singing the second opening of a school rumble, it wasn't easy. But so I wouldn't want to put Bryn on.
You are not allowed to do that again. Don't do
You are
that.
Sentimental, our generation. I added that at the end. Like that's the vocals. That's the vocals. Like see, I can go from deep to like I'm very a lot of octaves. A lot of octaves.
Macklenot, stop him, please.
He doesn't even need to go to school.
Moderator.
Yeah,
He could
Macklenot's like he doesn't even need to go to school.
Like, he could be the dean of the school. Like he's yeah.
He has the PhD to do it.
Animax school for the singing impaired.
Out of curiosity,
Classically trained English singer.
English.
What type of singer were you, Bryn? Were you a classically trained singer, or were you more modern?
No, more classically. Well, the program that I went into was for more like classical singing.
Damn, I gotta hear this.
Bryn, I have an idea.
Yes.
Okay. So a guy, Anbu, from our Discord, he's in the chat. What's up, bro? He actually had an idea that I should do a diss track ASMR videos.
Oh, no.
Which I thought was hilarious. Like you do an ASMR video where you're like, but it's also a joke. It's like, hey, how you doing? Fuck you, man. Something like that. I don't know, but it would be cool. But I was thinking you could do haircut simulator, aka singing ASMR.
Oh, over top, yeah, we could like layer it and it'd be a hit.
No, you can do it yourself. Like you can, like, cause they have like haircut ASMR where they're like pretending to cut your hair and stuff. So you can do that while singing to them.
What is this?
Personal care and attention. There is a skit that a gentleman called Fred's Voice does. It's called Rage, Rude English Gentleman.
Okay.
Yes. So it's a thing. It does exist.
What has this chat devolved into?
This is the power of classic anime.
Briggs, do something, please. Stop them.
Yeah, yo.
No.
Yo. Dreaming.
I'm not dreaming anymore, but I have nightmares now.
What do you mean? Didn't my voice put you to sleep?
Put me to it put me into eternal sleep. It sent me to the shadow realm.
Oh, you mentioned Anbu. He's ready to throw down. He signed up for the tourney.
Ooh, nice.
Ooh.
Anbu's getting noticed by all the senpais today.
He didn't get noticed by me.
Are you senpai material? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Am I
senpai material, gang? So
that's I saw you in the chat earlier. Am I senpai material? Huh? Gooby, please.
By the way, senpai Tony senpai, I just wanted to say to you that about your movie stuff, like with the more Asian people in Ghost in the Shell, like I don't know how I feel about that because like I tend to not care. Just because, like, for example, if you look at the Full Metal Alchemist live-action adaptation, it's a Japanese adaptation, even though the movie takes place in Europe. Like, I mean,
here's the difference, though. Here's the difference. Here's the difference. It's shot in Japan. Japan, a place not really known for its diversity, is very xenophobic. It's a very xenophobic nation. America, a melting pot of people, so many different talents out there. We have no excuse. Like I honestly was about to make a video recently because I saw The Great Wall. It's a mediocre film. You don't have to see it. And I didn't even feel the need to make a review for it because there was not much to say about it. But I was watching it and I'm like, I remember when people were making such a hoopla about this film being whitewashed, but it's not. It's not even close to the definition of being whitewashed. This character is not even from China. He's a Spaniard that just happened to be there because he's looking for gunpowder. He's looking for gunpowder basically, and he just was there by happenstance. And he started helping out. And he wasn't like the main hero, like rooting for everybody. In fact, if anything, the Chinese woman was the main hero. They even made her a fucking general by the end of the film, manning the wall. It wasn't like he took over manning the wall. He left. So, and it made me think, what is the true definition of whitewashing? And I think the true definition of whitewashing is where you take a character that was established to be an Asian character or like a different, black character, all that stuff, and then you give a white person that role. You know, infamous examples of this was The Last Airbender and that one Aloha movie where Emma Stone played that, and they still kept the same name too. That's insulting, man.
But then how do you feel about the fact that in the Dark Tower series adaptation
They switched it with a black guy? Yeah, I know. See, I don't really know much about the series itself.
Because it's very much established that he's a white guy because another character, a woman, is black. And so racial actual themes are very prevalent in it. Like she calls the main guy a honky in the book a bunch of times. So it's like a big thing in the book.
I mean, again, I don't really know much about it. I would say that I'm angry about it, but the thing is, I'm not that angry because, like, for one, I love Idris Elba. I think he's a phenomenal actor.
That's true. I agree with that for sure.
It's hard because I don't want to play the double standard card where it's okay if they blackwash a character, but it's not okay if they whitewash a character. It's all about it's all what the hell?
Sorry,
Hello?
my phone.
Operator here.
Yeah, like
Home phone.
It's hard because I could see an outrage for that. I could definitely, and I could agree with that at the same time. But at the same time, maybe it's like this whole opportunity for a big name actor to kind of get his own franchise sort of thing. It's a really hard little area. I guess it's more prevalent when we see more whitewashing than we do blackwashing. And because it's such a little lesser known character, it didn't cause such a hoopla. Whereas The Last Airbender is a well-known franchise that everybody loves, Bryn included. And when we saw Aang as a white boy and Katara and Sokka, not Sokka, because that's not his name in the movie, as white guys, even though they were Inuit. I mean, how could you not be insulted by that?
Yeah, like to me, it's like if the story calls for a certain race or type of person, then that should, if there's an important part of the story that calls for that, whether it's because of the racial tensions or something like that, then they should be loyal to that. But I don't get bothered too much if they switch it up, if it's not fundamental to the story. Like for me, I would not be upset if it's like, oh, they make a white character black, but it's not, the person's not black in the book, but it's not a big deal. But I'm like, oh, well, I can't relate now. Like, no, that's ridiculous.
I wouldn't have made such a big deal about Scarlett Johansson being cast in Ghost in the Shell had it not been the fact that it takes place in Neo Tokyo again. And they at first they didn't change her name. She was still gonna be Makoto, Major Makoto, but now she's just the Major apparently. And they have Asian people in the film, but in very minor roles. And I'm just sitting there like, well, why couldn't Maggie Q was too busy, guys? Really, Maggie Q couldn't do anything today? Lucy Liu is too busy on Elementary. Really, we can't get Lucy Liu, or hell, let's get a new Asian talent to take. Where's Fan Bingbing? We can't get Fan Bingbing.
Actually, it's really interesting you say this because Anime Every Day did a great video about it. And one of the big controversies is that Motoko Kusanagi was never really perceived, especially in her cybernetic form, to have an ethnicity. So, I mean, that was sort of a different approach from it as well. And Anime Every Day has a really good video in regards to Motoko's ethnicity. So I would definitely recommend checking it out.
Like,
came out with it about a couple of weeks ago.
Or against, out of curiosity?
In favor for.
For the casting of
casted as Scarlett Johansson. So
because Makoto Kusanagi in the original is white.
No, I mean she's actually portrayed as being racialless because she's a cyborg.
Well,
then why was her name Makoto Kusanagi, a name that is specifically geared to a certain region, aka Japan?
Well,
it took place in Tokyo, right?
So.
Yeah, okay, it took place in Tokyo. Guess what? She's Japanese then.
Tony.
Just because
she's not human.
But we have to wait and see.
Not human, yet they gave her a human name. They treat her like a human. They gave her human traits.
I'm not even siding with
this. The whole idea of Ghost in the Shell is what defines humanity. I mean, that's the whole inner conflict. It's like, do these robots have a soul? Are they actually beings? That's the crux of Ghost in the Shell. So
exactly.
Because she's not a human. I'm like, that defeats the purpose of the goddamn movie. It's about whether or not she
gives it a more interesting look. Is how do we look at that then? How do we judge into that? Because technically it's a shell, but do we consider the soul? Now we're getting into the deeper aspects.
The Macklenot aspects.
No, it's true, but this is why Ghost in the Shell is another good example of a classic. So clearly we're still staying on topic, guys. But
way to bring it back. I'm proud of you.
Thank you. But no, you make a good point, Tony. You make a good point. However, let's wait and see, because we might be surprised. What if a part of the storyline is that the cyborg form was made to look white because of racial discrimination? So she was like to give her an advantage for some reason. I
doubt the writers were that clever.
Well, let's see. Let's see, because if they did it that way, it's like actually she was made white, her cyber form was made white because of certain things, and that makes us ask deeper questions. Like, I think that would be a cool thing. Like, we shouldn't just right away dismiss it. But obviously, if they just did it and they don't have any clever story point, it's just like, oh yeah, we just wanted to cast Scarlett Johansson because she's good looking.
Probably that. It's probably that.
First of all, Charlize Theron is better looking, and second of all,
would agree.
Yeah, exactly.
So. I personally would have casted Black Rose. Honestly, she would have been a great Makoto Kusanagi.
A great fit. Yeah.
Very, very good fit.
Yeah, Black Rose can do all the like fighting scenes and stuff. She does her own stunts.
My biggest problem with Ghost in the Shell, minus the whole whitewashing thing, is the fact that I feel like just by looking at the trailers, they don't understand what Ghost in the Shell is. They try to make it this big blockbuster fucking Blade Runner ripoff, and that's not the point of Ghost in the Shell. Ghost in the Shell was supposed to be a almost semi-realistic depiction of what the future was going to be like and what it means what AI means. What does it mean to have like those robots and stuff? And I feel like it's going to be just this big action set piece that tries so hard with its pseudo intellectualism, and I'll be like, yeah, you could just shove this up your ass.
Oh, we could get even deeper. The live-action adaptations of Priest or Kite. Whoa.
No, it's Priest. There we go, Priest.
Unfortunately, anime has a very tethered history, and I mean that's the thing. That's sort of been the big topic of discussion. That it's going to be really interesting to see when the film comes out. Is what approach are they handling it? Like, it's especially funny with a lot of the media's approach is that the media regards it as the next gen Matrix, which we already know Matrix was inspired by Ghost in the Shell. So it's going to be really interesting to see when it comes. I know it's a very new director. You know, the casting has certainly drawn controversy based upon the trailers that have been out. It seems to be appealing to very specific scenes from the movie without really following the same context per se.
The context.
But I think it's going to be really interesting though to see, I guess, overall how everything comes together and what type of story they're going to tell with it. Is it specifically going to be made to appeal solely to a fan demographic and start to go down the route that Dragon Ball Evolution did, which was comedic? Or will it be able to kind of work with that, but also kind of take it in a little bit of a different direction and still be insightful to watch? I think that's. I want to stay neutral on this, and I mean, it's like I think you make some good points with that as well. I don't want to brush off the whitewashing aspect, Tony. It's a good point to bring up. Discussion does need to be made with it because there are a lot of talented actors globally that should be utilized more. So, yes, Bryn, Black Rose, clearly talent that's being neglected. So
Briggs is being neglected too.
But there's a lot of things that we still don't know that are unknowns, which makes it really interesting to discuss this because we're working off of what we don't know, and it's going to be really interesting to see. So I'm looking forward to seeing your thoughts when you go watch the movie.
Oh, I'm not watching the movie.
What in the hell is the matter with you?
I'm actually going to be making a video called "Why I Won't Watch Ghost in the
Shell."
You
son of a biscuit!
You're going to have to.
Quit being such a muffled Megan.
You're joking, right?
I believe in support. I believe in supporting what you actually want to watch, and I'm not supporting that movie. I'm not going to tell Hollywood that this is okay. I'm not going to
wait for it to come out and torrent it.
I'm not going to tell Hollywood that because you casted Scarlett Johansson, I'm gonna give you a pass. No, I'll speak with my wallet.
That's true.
I think it's too early to judge, though, man.
It is too early.
I'm not saying I'm not seeing the film because it's bad. I'm not going to see it as a political statement to say I'm not supporting films that continue to whitewash.
Okay, okay, that's fine. I'm just saying, like, I was gonna put this in before you even said that. I think people are judging
I'm
the
not
trailers
judging it
too
on
soon.
the quality. I'm not judging it on the quality or its content. I'm judging it based on its decisions for its casting and like mainly the decisions for its casting.
That's
So-
fair. There's a lot of people on YouTube who are actually like going into like the deepness of the film already. I'm just like, it's a trailer.
the
They're
deepness
marketing
of
a
the
movie.
film.
Like,
Okay.
I have
I'm
to.
not even kidding. They're looking at specific scenes in the trailer and comparing it to the scenes in like.
Can you
the
all
anime.
make me a promise? Can you all make me a promise? Can you all go see the Ghost in the Shell movie, and then we all get back here on at Rant Cafe, do a spoiler talk. I don't care for spoilers. I really don't. Not for this. So I would really, I would really love that. Malcolm,
Well, you'll see it, but I will be perfect. I will give it a chance, but I'm
Thank you, Macklenot.
perfectly ready to think it might be bad. However, Tony, I have to disagree with your activism here, because I think that you should watch it, and then if you see that it is blatant whitewashing and it doesn't make sense,
they already got your fucking money. They don't care after that.
The trick is to pirate it.
But no, but like I mean, maybe wait for it to come out or something like in another way. But like to me, it's like we shouldn't, because I said, what if they make it a really interesting plot
Give me the
point?
film illegally.
Well, but the thing that's interesting
No, I'm just
too,
joking.
Too Spooky brought this up, and it is actually a good point, is that, it could be used as a basis for judging whether or not further anime adapted films come into play. So, that's just it. Like, obviously it's a noble message we're sending. I firmly believe voting with your wallet. I'm all about that, Tony. So I completely get that, completely respect the hell out of that. So, but that's the thing, is it's also tough too, is it's like, well, gosh, how do I show the message of, I would like to see more things like this brought over. I would like to see.
You know how to speak with that?
Support the official release of your favorite anime. Boom.
Well, no, but like,
Yeah,
in
yo,
terms of,
yeah,
like,
yo.
You don't need.
damn it!
you
Don't
need-
underplay the seriousness
you
of my
don't
argument.
You don't need another adaptation of an already celebrated movie like Ghost in the Shell. You don't
But
need
no, I
a
think
Cowboy
it's-
Bebop movie when the series does the job the movie can't do.
But the thing
You
is
don't
that
need a
clearly
One
from a
Piece
business
movie.
standpoint,
when
a
One
company
Piece
is only
already
going
an
to be
amazing
bringing
series.
over products that are going to be financially successful. Like, it would be fiscally irresponsible for a company to take a risk and not bring over something that is at least going to be able to, on a general consensus of a basis, to be able to bring in at least what they're spending, if not make a profit. I mean, obviously, that's why we got the Ghostbusters back.
You think that the Ghost in the Shell movie is going to make bank? That thing was a mild hit in Japan, and not a lot of people know it here in America. The fact
Ghost
that they
in the
did
Shell
is
it's
a
going to be
celebrated
interesting.
film. Yeah, it's a celebrated film among people that know the film. The mainstream doesn't know about
Well,
Ghost in the Shell.
it's going to be interesting because Ghost in the Shell has had mainstream exposure on network TV. And it's a product that even more casual fans have heard of in some aspect or another. So it's, whether or not it's going to make bank, no, I don't think so. Will it break even? I'm leaning mostly to yes.
I'm hoping,
So I mean that's it. I'm leaning towards that. It's the first day obviously is going to be, but it's I mean they haven't really been marketing the hell out of it, at least from what I've seen, anyways. But it's going to be interesting.
Bad sign, by the way.
Yeah, but that's not a good sign normally. So
Well,
yeah, that's what makes me
say-
skeptical.
I just want to say I agree with both your points. I think you both have a point. I think Tony has a point in terms of adapting anime into films that can never do the job of the series, and then it's mostly always a failure, unless it's like it takes like a point in time, like the Cowboy Bebop film, like not the live action adaptation, but like the film, which doesn't try to cover the whole story or some of the whole story of the series, which would have been a disaster.
Yeah.
But I also feel like Cyanide might have a point in terms of more people here watching this film, kind of enjoying it, even if it's not great, and then be like, so what's this based on? Oh, Ghost in the Shell. Oh, anime. And maybe discovering anime and growing the community. So I feel like I see both sides there. And I just want to say, Tony, I agree completely with your Great Wall statement, because when that was, like, I thought those claims of whitewashing were ludicrous, because it was a Chinese studio, Chinese director being told by people in the West, it's like, we're outraged on your behalf that you decided to cast a white person as part of your film? Like, how dare you? Clearly, you can't decide on your own. You don't know what's good for you. Us self-righteous Westerners will tell you what's good for you.
Let me tell you what's good for you.
Yeah, exactly. Because I am a social justice warrior level 10, and you're not on my level.
I'm a YouTube hero, baby.
Yeah, level 10. Yeah.
Level 10. Can't
I be
even
flagging
talk.
videos left and right. Say goodbye to Bryn's Fandoms channel.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, after
Cutting hair,
triggered by her
flag.
haircut.
Cutting hair flag that.
Flag that right now.
Triggering cutting hair flag.
Oh god. Anyway, so Macklenot, what's your favorite classic anime?
Oh yeah, classic anime. Oh yeah,
Hey.
that's the thing.
Is that the theme? Oh, I didn't know.
Oh,
I mean-
you didn't know?
I mean, to me, Full Metal Alchemist has always got a place in my heart. Like, it was like the first anime I ever watched, and it got me hooked. Like, I started watching it partway through season 1, not even from the start. I had no clue what was going on. I think it was the episode where they went back to Rizenbu with Armstrong. That was the first episode I saw, and I was instantly hooked. As soon as I got back home for the summer, I went on Amazon, I got the first season, and like ever since then, it's just been a downward spiral of like, self-loathing and like watching way too much anime, but it's great. And it's just, it's one that I can keep going back to, and I don't know, I can almost take something new from it every time. And then Brotherhood's obviously better. So
Who doesn't love Brotherhood, man?
exactly.
But I will say this, the Full Metal Alchemist first one has the best opening theme.
It does. It does.
Okay.
Okay. I'm glad we're on the same page then. Okay.
I don't know what it's saying. All I know is ready, steady, go.
Yeah, now who's singing?
Because I'm a better singer.
Yeah, right.
We have to fill the void that, Bryn has left us by not singing.
Yes.
Also, you know what I like about Cyanide Blizzard? He could be any race. We just don't know.
I'd rather not know. I love how he's a-racial.
He's all things to all people.
A-racial,
A-racial.
a-gender, apolitical. It's beautiful.
He's a ghost in the shell.
Ooh.
Womp,
What?
womp,
Shut up, that was a good one. See, Tony, you try to undermine my greatness.
womp,
Undermine
Just
your
makes you look
greatness.
bad. It just makes you look bad.
I like how you look, Tony. Don't listen.
And see, this is why. This is proof that Ari is best girl.
You know what's funny, Macklenot? That song, the band that made that song actually made one of my all-time favorite anime songs called "Shine." Have you heard of it? Have you ever seen it? Have any of you seen an anime called Moribito Guardian of the Spirit?
I have.
Yes.
It was
You know
actually
the
one of my
opening
first
theme.
anime
The
ever.
opening theme. I want to shine on you. That one. You remember that song?
Kind of.
Dude, I remember I thought the anime was mediocre, but that song, like every time I hear it, I feel like I'm soaring in the sky for some reason. Like it's an uplifting song. It's powerful in a sense. So I just thought
I just thought I'd bring that up.
How trippy is this? I watched Moribito before I watched Full Metal Alchemist, before I watched like One Piece.
whoa.
I was because like I'm doing a Q&A tomorrow, and someone asked like how I got into anime, and I was like trying to think of like how it started, and I watched that on and I didn't even know it was anime at the time.
Really? So was that your first anime then, Moribito?
Technically not, because I grew up watching Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, Dragon Ball Z,
Gotcha.
But I think it may have been like when I started getting into anime again after I watched all of Dragon Ball Z. The next show I watched was Moribito.
Did you like it?
I enjoyed it, but I don't have much to compare it to now. It's been a long time.
Yeah,
I don't have too much, but I think it kind of got me into it a bit. Got me into the medium.
Balsa is a pretty badass female character.
That is very true.
That spear of hers, Lord have mercy.
Actually, I
sorry.
really need to go back and watch it one day.
I think you and I should go back and watch it because a lot of people said I gave it the short end of the stick because I gave it like a 3 out of 5, which is like because I found it dragged a lot.
The ending wasn't too great.
Yeah, the ending wasn't that great, and it drags a lot. It's a really slow burn of an anime, and it can actually kill enjoyment, like Macklenot.
That's my main purpose in life, is just destroy your enjoyment.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. I've been friends with him for a while.
For
He
a
knows.
while, so you mean like 2 minutes?
Several long years.
Let's just call this.
Several
Let's just
long,
call this.
long months.
Let's call this the roast cafe. You know, boom.
Yeah,
Roast.
roast cafe.
Yeah, well, this guy called Luca Clifford in the chat said that you sing and I don't, Tony. So it is soon going to, it's gonna become a Luca Clifford roast cafe real soon, bruh.
Well, you know
Real
what? Well,
soon.
you know what? You know what? Bryn, what's your favorite classic anime? Ooh.
Other than Yona of the Dawn.
Oh no!
Oh, someone
Okay,
watches
well.
your channel.
I know what someone knows my favorite anime of all time, but sort of in seriousness, like judging going from your definition of like a show that you rewatch over and over again, I feel like it would be ill of any of us to say that what is it, Dragon Ball Z, Pokemon,
Yu-Gi-Oh.
Sailor Moon, Yu-Gi-Oh, like those pretty much will always be classics. Not necessarily because the content, I haven't watched all of them in its entirety, but they're good starter points to get into anime and like introducing points, right? And I guess most of them are geared towards kids, so generally speaking, that's where start them young, got to get them starting at young. But those type of shows sort of get you into it. Not me. I feel like I was a latecomer to the game. I knew Pokemon existed and Sailor Moon existed. And I remember one of my friends had a Sailor Moon wand, and I was super duper jealous. And I asked her about it. She said, "It's Sailor Moon." I was like, "Oh my gosh, I want one." But I had no idea what the anime was. Anyways, that was a side note. But classic animes, rewatchability for me. Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood for sure. I had another one. I wish I could remember. But this conversation went too long, and I am rambling, so I forgot.
Sorry that we keep going.
Oh
off
my
on
goodness.
tangents.
I'm terribly sorry about that. It is
Yeah,
entirely
so
my fault.
I think that for me it's like classic is something that you keep rewatching. It makes you think. That makes you like have all these theories and
you don't get
stuff that
sick
you
of
can then
it,
talk
yeah.
about like later on and think about like is this what they meant? Is that what they meant? Like I'm
then
like
that's
analyzing
easy.
it.
We gotta talk about the most philosophical anime of all time, Boku no Pico.
Oh god.
It immediately
So much
makes me-
rewatchability.
On
Yes,
a serious note, like the ones that I would think of are like Cowboy Bebop, Ghost in a Shell, Neon Genesis Evangelion, and also some that are not so old. So like Gurren Lagann, Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood, Clannad After Story. Like these are anime that I love to rewatch to
I'm
think
surprised
about.
you haven't mentioned Code Geass.
Oh yeah, Code Geass as
Code
well.
Geass.
Code Geass as well.
No.
Definitely like the philosophical and political things that really interest me. Like also in terms of an older one, Legend of the Galactic Heroes. Again, a lot of politics, military strategy. Like for me, those are classics. Those are ones that I like rewatching and thinking about. All these things, like for Gurren Lagann, I like rewatching it like several times a year because it inspires me so much. Like the philosophy of just like do the impossible, don't take no for an answer, don't limit yourself by what people tell you is realistic or not. I think that's so important. So I can rewatch it like several times a year. Something like Evangelion, I don't want to rewatch it like I want to rewatch it after I forget. I don't want to rewatch it all the time. I'll rewatch like several years later when I forget, and then I'll get some new things out of it. But still classics, just classics.
Yeah.
But we all can agree that Evangelion and Code Geass are shit classic anime, right? Can we agree
It's
on
true.
this? Can we
Not
take?
true.
Can we jot that down on Cyanide?
A
Not-
note has been listed.
No.
You noticed this.
Thank you.
I remembered my anime that I was gonna say. I was gonna say basically any Studio Ghibli film has like complete rewatchability, is a classic.
Absolutely.
Well, generally speaking, like the top 4 or 5, like Princess Mononoke, Castle in the Sky, even, like there's a whole bunch. But those ones are like rewatchability worthy because they are always magical, they're always inspiring, they're always very beautiful, and especially for their time, some of them being quite older, they still stand up to, this day and age.
Yeah, My Neighbor Totoro, Castle in the Sky, and Howl's Moving Castle are the ones I rewatch the most. But also Mononoke, and even like some other ones, like lesser known ones, like The Cat Returns, and like all these other Ghibli films or Ghibli films. They're really good too. Like they're very enjoyable. Like, yeah, I love it. Anyone else want to weigh in on this, or should we draw it down?
I got one.
I guess I haven't talked really classic anime yet, besides School Rumble, which that was all
Anna Mac who brought that one up.
one of my all-time favorite classic anime is actually Urusei Yatsura. Love Urusei Yatsura.
I was
You guys
about
know
to
what
mention
is?
that. Classic Rumiko Takahashi worked there. You know, if you're going to talk about, you
It's
know,
the-
works you can go back to, there's Ranma Half and Urusei Yatsura.
Mm-hmm. That anime is literally the godfather of the romantic comedy genre. You want to trace all the tropes that we see in romantic comedies and stuff, you have to go to Urusei Yatsura. It created the love triangle, it created the harem, it created the pervy main character, the voluptuous woman who's terribly almost like tsundere level emotional. No, actually Shinobu is the tsundere of that show. Oh god, and it's like you said, there are shows that you just have such great rewatchability. I can watch all 195 episodes of Urusei Yatsura and still not be sick of it. It's so charming and likable and hilarious. And Lum and Ataru are my favorite anime couple of all time. They are the best in my opinion. So,
Well, it's so interesting you mentioned that because, yeah, there shows like Tokimeki Tonight's, which is a really big staple. It's sort of synonymous in Japan, really infamous. You know, of course, if we're going to talk about that, we got to mention Doraemon. Huge, like globally huge, you know, now to the point, but it's you know, iconic in Japan. You can't talk about anime without talking about Doraemon.
oh yeah,
And, you know,
it got One Piece beat. It got One Piece beat as longest anime
What's
of
that
all
One
time.
Piece beat?
Doraemon.
Doraemon, yeah, massive, just phenomenal in Japan, huge. But yeah, I mean, there shows also Macross, you know, blend, you know, sort of having the love triangle blending every, you know, the aspects of mecha as well as you know, music together. Gundam, you know, while I don't think the original Gundam holds up terribly well, it's very interesting seeing that from a historical standpoint. And I mean, there's value in that as well from a different perspective. Well, not necessarily having maybe the same rewatchability. It's very interesting to see because you can see a lot of the foundational elements of what's used today. And I think that's really exciting to see in shows. But for me, like, you know, I remember I was a big Toonami guy. Like that was sort of my pathway into it. So it was shows like Gundam Wing, the Tenchi Muyo OVA, as well as Tenchi Universe, Outlaw Star, Trigun. You know, those are just staple
Black
shows that I
Lagoon.
ended up buying and going back. Yes.
Black Lagoon's a beauty for me.
Well,
You know what's
Oh,
funny?
yeah.
I was on a podcast yesterday talking about Black Lagoon.
I need to rewatch Black Lagoon. I only watched it once a few years ago, and I want to rewatch it.
Did you just say? Sorry, no, never mind.
No, say it. No, you
It
say-
sounded,
you-
You say it right now,
Like-
Macklenot.
oh, okay. It sounded like you said Black Ragoon. Black Ragoon.
Raku Lagoon.
Yeah, Animac, I definitely rewatch it. It's got pretty good rewatch value. It's
No,
definitely
yeah,
a
I
classic
want to rewatch
movie.
it, and I love that opening. That is where it's like the best English I think in the history of the world is that opening. I think it's called Red Fraction.
Red Fraction. Yep.
Yeah, that is the best English opening I've ever heard. Like those
That-
lyrics, man,
I
are
mean-
amazing. Like not I'm not making fun of them. Like they're fucking awesome. Like it's English, but I think it's awesome. I think it's artistic, man.
I think we found it, guys. We found the song that Bryn should sing. Red Faction.
Yes.
Go.
Yes.
On my
Oh
English
my God.
skills. Yep.
Bryn,
Go,
please,
Bryn.
I can't wait. Can you do a live reaction to the lyrics?
Okay. Yeah, I don't think I've heard that song.
Yes,
Or
you should
if
do a
I
live
have,
reaction to the
out of
lyrics.
my head.
What?
Okay.
But yeah, if we're going to talk about more iconic stuff, we have to talk about Akira as a movie or anything that Satoshi Kon has directed. Perfect Blue, Millennium Actress, Tokyo Godfathers, Paprika, television show Paranoia Agent. I mean, very iconic. Serial Experiments Lane. I mean, very.
Ooh.
That's an interesting one to talk about.
No.
You didn't like it, did you?
You've
I-
triggered.
I'm so in the middle with that anime. I find it to be overrated, yet interesting and dull.
I just
Very-
wanna say
It's
that
like watching One Piece. It's just a whole like roller coaster of emotions. Like sometimes I'm happy and then I'm sad and then I'm bored and I'm frustrated and then Luffy says something stupid. It's just I don't know how to feel.
I just want to
that
say
seems
that,
pretty accurate.
guys, if Cyanide Blizzard, when he said Akira, what he meant was Akira. If you
Akira.
didn't-
No, he meant Akira. Okay.
No, he meant
That's the
Akira.
proper
Stop whitewashing. Stop whitewashing.
That's the proper Japanese expression of it. Okay. Akira.
Don't whitewash Akira.
Just like you say Mutsubi instead of Musumi. That's not how you say it. It's Mutsubi. Okay, get it right.
When did I ever say that? I've never said that word in my life.
Get it right. It's funny. That's actually an inside joke about my review for your name. I said Mutsubi as if there was a T in it when it's supposed to be Musubi. So I fucked up.
Sorry about that. I want to apologize for that.
No, I'm kidding. I'm not a dick.
No, that is a womp 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 moment because.
But but I don't want to exploit that because you're my friend. Also, I want to say Lotus is in the chat. And
Lotus!
He has perhaps the best intro for an anime YouTuber that I've ever seen. So definitely check out his channel and check out his intro. It's awesome.
Dude did a kickflip off of a tree. Lotus is phenomenal.
Why is he not on here?
I don't know. That's a good question. Well, actually, we probably couldn't get him on. He's too awesome.
Well, he's in the chat. So
We don't have the budget.
He was on Shoujo Cast though.
Wait,
Yeah.
you brought him on Shoujo Cast, but you didn't bring me, Bryn?
Yeah, you were not the first, bitch. You were not
No,
the first.
no. Ooh, burn. Oh, he's gone. He's triggered.
Lotus Burn Core. Lotus Burn Core.
Burn core.
Burn Core Burn Corner.
Mhm.
Burning corners and burning bridges now, apparently. Tony's gone.
Tony his dream was crushed because he was like, Anime Upper wasn't on Shoujo Cast.
Yeah.
I'm the best, I'm the only one.
You need to rename this stream like the triggered stream because there's just a lot of this going on today.
Hashtag Tony is triggered.
But no, Lotus is definitely a cool dude. Get at me, bro, on Twitter will make something happen.
Get at me, bro. You want to find him on Twitter?
Square up.
I didn't say come at me, bro. I said get at me, bro.
Sure you did. Sure you did.
I was there. Were you there? No, you were off being triggered, Tony. I'm sorry.
Oh!
Sorry. You know what? I didn't mean it. I didn't mean it.
I'm watching his The Garden of
Meant it.
Words video right now.
That's a very good video. I enjoyed that a lot. Like all the good, all the time.
Damn, he stole my idea though. That was actually my original idea for my opening. I was gonna recreate the opening scene for Garden of Words.
See, you just steal his video and then everything's even. See, where's that?
I ain't gonna steal his video. Come on.
I
I
mean,
ain't that low, Macklenot.
ooh. I mean, that's all I do. I just steal people's videos. That's it.
Well met, good sir.
By the way,
Excellent job.
Sassy Simone Smith says that we need to get back to talking about Yuri on Ice, and I think this is a good time to end the stream after Yuri on Ice was mentioned again. But no, yeah, like let's do our outros, and then we can get on with our lives.
I have a life.
What lives? What is this?
We can get on to being triggered by Bryn's haircut.
That's
Yeah.
why
I'm
we're
more
friends.
triggered. I'm
Anime.
more triggered by the fact she won't sing for us.
No, but Bryn, it looks nice. I was just worried. Okay, I was
just worried.
You were just really. It didn't sound like you were worried.
There goes the phone again.
There goes the phone. Lord.
See, too popular.
Is that you?
Gotta end it.
So Tony,
Yes, sir.
tell us who you are and what you do and how you will recover from the Lotus Burn Corner that you received today.
Okay, well, my name is Bryn from Brin's Fandoms. I review anime, and yeah, come check my channel out.
Forgot.
How was that? Was that 10 out of 10?
It was pretty kawaii.
I give it a solid 11 out of 10.
Ooh,
Dang.
that's
Dang.
bad.
I gotta up my game.
Anyway, though, I am Tony the Black Critic Guy. I review movies and anime. Speaking of reviewing movies, I'm actually about to head to the movies to see Get Out. So apparently being held as one of the best horror films of the year. It has 95% Rotten Tomato score.
Wow,
Jeez.
interesting.
Crazy.
Did not expect that.
Did not actually no, 100% Rotten Tomato score.
What?
Yeah, it's probably gonna go down within the weeks, but It has 100% on Rotten Tomatoes.
From the trailer, I thought it looked pretty stupid, to be honest.
I thought it looked pretty interesting. You know, I'm sorry. You know, I don't have a PhD to back up my claims, but I have a picture of Sloan in the background if that counts.
That's basically the same as a PhD, so you're set. You're set
right there.
Thank you, Macklenot. I appreciate that. And anyway, so yeah, I review movies and anime. I might be collaborating with about 2 or 3 people on this chat pretty soon. Wink, 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 wink. And yeah, I always enjoyed being on here. It's always a pleasure.
Our pleasure having you, Tony. And it was, by the way, a fun time debating you last week. That was fun.
Yes.
Too. We haven't
Video's been doing quite well too.
That was
awesome.
I think we all burnt out on the whole Ram Amelia thing, but it was totally a fun.
No, I think it's time to move on to other topics, like how One Piece sucks.
Debate right now, man. Throw me on stream.
Okay, Briggs, tell us who you are and what you do and how you will defend One Piece.
I am Briggs from All Day Anime. I watch all anime all day, you know. I focus on fact videos, interesting things you wouldn't already know about all the cool animes and characters like One Piece, which I've talked enough about on this stream. But I will defend its honor on a debate. So Maka challenged me to a debate. We got Tony challenged me to a debate. I got to debate Anime Recon on Sword Art Online and how it's trash. And
I want to be there for that debate, by the way. Can I be there?
Yeah, Recon truly believes in Sword Art Online. Like, he's a true believer.
Recon no Piku hashtag.
Yes.
You would be remiss if we didn't say that.
He came in here earlier trying to raid us.
he asked me to notice him. I don't remember if I did.
I don't think.
Cyanide, who are you and what do you do?
My name is Cyanide Blizzard. I have transitioned over to ASMR videos completely, but now that is starting to fade out, so I'm thinking of transitioning over to fact videos. In favor of Briggs, I was inspired and I wanted to do a fact video. So my new fact video, hopefully out sometime next week, is going to be facts on why Yakumo is the best girl or isn't.
Spoiler
You're
alert.
gonna have to watch the video to find out.
I think somebody just touched my heart today, and it wasn't Bryn singing.
He's gonna say she isn't, Tony. Don't fool yourself. Don't fool yourself.
I was born a sucker, so you know.
One is
That's when
born
you
every
have to
minute.
pay for the ticket, be a sucker, and watch Ghost in the Shell, and then rage about it after, like all of us.
No, see, I like to be intelligent. You know, I have to support my PhD reasoning. You know, why would I pay to see a shit movie?
I'm going in with an open mind.
I know, as a reviewer, you can't see a movie you haven't seen as shit. You can't on principle.
That's why I created the.
Why I won't watch series.
Yeah,
Maybe you
well,
should
that
subscribe
series
to
is just triggering everyone. That's the most triggering series.
That series saved my life. If I didn't do that, I would have had to watch the One Direction This Is Us documentary.
What?
I
Why?
literally had to make a video explaining that I wasn't gonna watch it.
To Tony's credit, he did make Boku no Pico as part of that series, so I feel like that alone was worth making that series over.
See, I'll culpa, buddy. I'll culpa.
Anime Recon will debate you on that topic.
Oh, I really
Bryn
want
from
to
Brin's Fandoms, tell us what you do and who you are.
Yes.
Yes. My name is Bryn from Brin's Fandoms, and occasionally I trigger people apparently on my channel with my video content. So if you are intrigued and you want to know, go check it out on my channel. But generally speaking, there's usually anime reviews and discussions, anime content on my channel, and that's where you can find me at Brin's Fandoms. So thanks.
Yeah, again, reminder, everyone's link is in the description to their awesome channels. Who else do we need to go to? We have Macklenot. Who are you and what do you do, Mac?
I think I'm Macklenot. I think that's what they call me. But I make a lot of, I drink a lot of coffee and I don't sleep enough, and I make a lot of kind of, I guess, sarcastic, satirical stuff and things, kind of anti-content stuff. But also stream on the Twitch machine. It's mostly what I do, and it's a grand old time. So I mean, if you like the stream things, follow me on that. if you like the satire kind of half-assed lazy stuff, follow me on the YouTubes or do both. And I'll name my first child after you and my second. 2 kids with the exact same name. If you follow me. But that's what I do. That's who I am.
Can you name your child Lotus, Burn Core, Burn Corner?
Both of them?
All of that.
All of my
One
children.
name.
Yeah.
Yep.
No, yeah. You know what? That's a thing now. All of. Yeah. No, I accept.
Excellent. Sounds great. I think that's everybody. I didn't miss anybody, right? Okay, good. Thank you guys for being our guests again. Rant Café is the best cafe of any kind and podcast of any kind. I objectively can say that. And I think that we all agree, and including all of us who are reviewers can agree that this is a 10 out of 10 on Rotten Tomatoes or whatever.
12
out of 10.
12
that slip up just brought you down to a 4 now.
Tony. At least, but it doesn't matter because you're not even going to watch it.
Watch Anime Rant Cafe. I'm one of the people watching the video right now.
Yeah, but you're not going to rewatch. You don't think it has any rewatch value. You told me that.
Oh, please.
No, but I love you guys. You're all awesome guests. And everyone in the chat, you were awesome as well. We got triggered there at the beginning. Everyone was mad. Then we were all joking around. Then we were all sad. Then now we're all kind of like frustrated and anxious and hoping this is going to end soon. So yeah, I just want to thank you all. If you want to continue the chat, for whatever reason, you can join us in the Discord. The link is in the description. That's where we go when there's no streams, and we go at it all night, all day, every day. Rapping, ASMR,
Sometimes
singing, anything. You want it, we got it, man. So yeah, come join us. And yeah, until next time, everybody. See ya, Space Cowboys.
Bang!